Well, after several days of rehabilitation, I have been medically cleared to sit on my butt and talk about wrestling. Hello, and welcome to this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Um, Quite a bit to cover today, so we'll get started. Well, word has officially come from WWE that they have agreed to terms with the release of Alberto Del Rio. This really isn't a surprise to most people, as it's been noted for a while now. Del Rio has clearly not been happy with his treatment in WWE and the direction of his character. He was slated for a contract for I don't know how long, but he did use an out. Yeah, he did have an out later at the end of this month. However, given his suspension and the fact that he had been taken off of dates for the remainder of September, it was clear that it was going to be a mutual parting of the ways with Del Rio and WWE. And also, as it's been noted recently, we know that WWE has had bad blood over the fact of Del Rio's relationship with Paige. It should be noted that while nothing official has come of it, Paige has hired legal representation. Now, as stated, Del Rio's contract was going to end this month anyway. However, Paige's contract is valid until April of 2019, and given her injury, they could freeze her contract. So it could go longer. As stated, there is no word yet on Paige, but it is widely speculated. I mean, widely speculated. This has been on everyone and their mother's site, that due to the fact that she hired legal representation, she's trying to get out of her contract. Again, with that is a situation where we'll see unfold. Now, it should also be noted that with WWE's habit of saying at the end of any releases and parting of the ways with talent, under normal circumstances, they do wish that talent the best of luck in their future endeavors. Hence, why we in the wrestling community call any firings future endeavors. Del Rio was not. It was noted. It should be noted that in WWE's release of him, that they did not, in their statement, wish him the best of luck in all his future endeavors. More than likely due to this bad blood. So the situation with Del Rio is done. The situation with Paige, apparently far from it. So we'll just keep watching, I guess, and find out what's going on from there. And on a side note, yeah, he wasn't going anywhere anyway, right? Right. Should be noted earlier this week, as we all saw on Monday Night Raw, Sasha Banks was giving that very emotional speech about how women's wrestling has come in the last few months as far as WWE was concerned. She went so far as to mention that there are no more bra and panties matches and no more stupid butterfly belt. Well, everybody's favorite douchebag in wrestling, Vince Russo, apparently took umbrage to these comments. He went on his Twitter mentioning that these bra and that it wasn't the talent that booked these bra and panties matches. It was he and Ed Ferreira that did that, because they were trying to win a war. and that they, and then praised the model era of WWE's women, and then went on to slam anyone that disagreed with him. I think it's funny, and I actually tweeted him on this, but I never got a response back, which I'm not surprised, because I tweeted about, he mentioned that they were trying to win a war. It should be mentioned that after Raw started winning the ratings war, that Vince Russo and Ed Ferreira, in case anybody forgot, jumped ship to WCW, trying to get that mad fat money, cashing in on Vince's success, claiming that they were the reasons for it. Now, as we know, there's some people that don't work well outside of WWE. Vince Russo clearly is one of them, and it should be noted that, as I said in, I believe my last episode, when we was talking about his comments towards Kevin Owens, that basically Vince Russo is one of those people that tries to hold on to their former glory. It's like that one 40-year-old guy that still wears his Letterman jacket. You know the guy. The thing is, some people, the thing is, in that day, you're trying to shock the crowd. You're trying to lure people to your product by whatever means necessary, and the shock value at the time worked. I'm not gonna lie. However, it's like the old Bob Dylan song said, the times they are changing. And women's wrestling is looked more upon by the caliber of the matches they can perform. It's not just about their bodies. I'm not going to lie and say that isn't part of it, but there's more to it than that nowadays. You have extremely talented women from all over the world putting on, incredible matches and drawing crowds. It was a highlighted match at this year's WrestleMania, that triple threat match for the revamped women's title. But the fact is that there are going to be some people who are going to think that you need to go back to that era, back to the bygone days. Now, these are probably people who, and there's been comments back and forth about, I think it was a Greg Valentine, said that those women shouldn't have left the kitchen. Anytime there is change, no matter how big or small, there are people that don't like it, people who won't adapt to it and will just complain and complain and complain. Now, I know this is shown worldwide, but this takes place here in the United States, where everybody has the freedom of speech. We also have the freedom not to hear it. If these, there are these, misogynistic people who believe that, women's wrestling, that women don't have a place in wrestling except like in valet capacity. Are they entitled to their opinion? Yes. Do we need to hear it? No. Some people don't like change and will complain about it. Okay. I mean, we all have a grandpa, right? We all have a grandpa. Giving you the back in my day speech. Great. Now I'm thinking about Vince Russo on a rocking chair saying, back in my day, we had the women stripped down in our wrestling matches. Where's my Jericho? Well, in TNA news, besides the Delete or Decay, which aired last night, Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say it's, I mean, the final deletion was great, but I'm digressing. Um, on his Facebook, Billy Corgan, recently named TNA president, talked about how he is working to put a deal together to buy out TNA Wrestling, to buy out Impact Wrestling, or Impact Ventures. Um, Now, the main shareholders are himself, which he bought a minority stock, Arlux Productions, which has been handling the productions, which has been handling the tapings of Impact, and of course with the majority share, Dixie Carter. Arlux did have the opportunity to buy TNA, but they had until September 1st to do it. So as we know, that's all come and gone. But now Corgan is definitely looking to put that deal together to buy out Arlux and Dixie and gain complete ownership of Impact. I don't know where to go with this. I'm sorry. I kind of threw this one together by the seat of my pants, and thought that was interesting to talk about. But yeah, actually, I take that back. Because I was heading back home from my shift today, and I thought to myself, it was kind of odd. In fact, actually, I was talking with my wife on the phone. Because she didn't know who Billy Corgan is. I had to mention Billy Corgan's looking to buy it, and she said, "Well, who's Billy Corgan?" And she's like, "Is he some kind of wrestler?" I was like, "Actually, he's the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins." I got silence on the other end of that line, but um, yeah, it does kind of does it seem weird to anybody else that the man who gave us songs such as "Bullet with Butterfly Wings" is now a authority figure, not to mention a corporate entity? Um, it's weird. I mean, it goes back to my previous argument. The times they are changing. Um, but anyway, when I get more on this, you'll get more on this. So, well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. As always, I thank you for watching. If you have anything to say about the subjects I covered, feel free to drop a line in the comment section below. And also, you can talk to me on my poorly drawn Twitter and Instagram at r_man_Guido. And while you're here, why don't you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe? I could always use the help. Once again, I am the Guido, and I think we're done here.